Hello, friends. Tiffany Higgins here. Good morning. Welcome to our Tuesday tips. And it's 11 a.m. Central Time. And I am coming to you live from Houston. And every Tuesday, I go live in the group about this time to answer all of your questions about starting, growing, operating a virtual bookkeeping business where you can make $100 an hour, even if you have no prior experience in bookkeeping, QuickBooks, accounting, taxes, anything like that. So, hey, Betty, thanks for saying hi. Thanks for joining. And you can actually make up to $250,000 a year if you want to work 40 hours a week. But you can also hire people to help you in your bookkeeping business as well, or you can keep it small and make $5,000 to $10,000 a month and only have to work part-time. So whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat, whatever lifestyle that you're looking to live, the bookkeeping business opportunity can help you achieve those goals. So, hey, Mindy, how's it going? So I'm here to answer all of your questions about that today. And let me know what you guys have for me. And I'll also go over some stuff and answer some common questions here in the group. Betty, thank you. If you sent us an email, I am sure my team will be right on that very shortly. So kind of wanted to just maybe answer some questions, some common things that have been posted in the group. But one of the things I really love is to answer the questions that you guys that are watching specifically have. So, hey, Jennifer, good to see you on here. So Jennifer's had some good success in getting some clients and a lot of great traction with her business. I'm super excited to see where some of those seeds you guys have planted continue to grow. So feel free to share with everybody, Jennifer, what is going on with your business. And if you guys are watching, hey, Josie, I saw that you said a hi too. And you guys have any specific questions for me, don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. So I see there's a lot of new faces in the group, a lot of new people that have joined our program and are looking into doing something from home. One of the most common questions that we get from people on our discovery calls, we do offer free strategy sessions, free discovery calls for you to figure out if this is something that you want to do and all the different options that we have for you. And one of the most common things that we see on our discovery calls is people feeling scared to make a change and scared to jump into something like this. So the fear can come from a lot of different places. So if you, kind of want to sit and think about that for a little bit, like, where is it coming from? Is it fear that you won't be successful? Is it a fear that other people are having success, but why would you? And so where does that fear root from? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in us and the process that we have for our students? Really take it back, try to figure out, where is this fear coming from specifically? And I love helping people with that on the calls. I've had a couple people recently, just really get down to the core of what's really been holding them back in life. And it really helped them decide, am I ready for this? Ready to launch my business? Am I ready to take this next step? So it's really awesome. Jennifer says, we are about to onboard our second client and also doing some work with another bookkeeper. We've been networking like crazy and now focusing on marketing and sales and hoping to grow. We feel like things are about to take off. That's awesome. Oh, Josie, you just joined the Academy. Okay, Kathleen was telling me that. Awesome. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. We're ready to onboard you. How did I choose a business name? Great question. I made that a really fun process. And what I wanted was something catchy, but something that meant something to me. So I actually told my husband that I really wanted my clients to feel relieved, to feel happy, to just feel like, oh, somebody's helping me, somebody's taking care of me. That was my whole point. And so I wanted them to feel, feel like that. And so my husband suggested, well, how about Cloud9 Tax and Accounting Services? And that's what I ended up naming my business. And my motto was, my clients will feel like they're on cloud nine with their bookkeeping and with their business. And so that's what I chose to name my business and why I did it, because I wanted to have a catchy tagline. So, but we'll walk you through all of that stuff, Josie, in the coursework that you get access to. We even have a video on how to pick out your name. So it's all covered in there, and you'll be able to get through all of that here soon. And your second question, how important is it for client perception? Oh, for your business name. So yeah, so at the grand scheme of things, your name, your logo, your website, none of that stuff really matters. But it can be a fun part of having a business, right? So I would look at it as something fun, something exciting, a milestone per se that you get to have when you launch your business. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not something that's going to make or break whether or not you're successful. It's not going to make or break whether or not you get 5 clients or 10 clients or 30 clients. It really won't matter at the end of the day. There's a lot of people out there that have cool, catchy names. And then there's other people out there that literally, it's their first and last name, bookkeeping services. So it doesn't have to be super creative either, but sometimes it is just kind of fun to do that. So I like to play around with it. I like to have fun with it, but just try not to overthink. I know it's a lot of our tendency to want everything to be perfect and want to overthink every step of the way. But the goal is to just get it done, not perfect. So you can move on to the next step, because there's a lot of steps into getting your business set up and off the ground. And so you want to make sure you get through all of them and you don't take too long on each individual step. Because those little steps in the beginning are necessary and important, but they aren't going to get you clients. And so we got to get through the business setup stuff as fast as possible. So that way you can actually do the things that will bring you results in your business. So great question, Josie. And I'm super excited for you. Welcome to the family. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun. Okay, Betty says, what all goes into pricing services for a client? And if you are charging hourly, how do you determine that amount? I've been doing bookkeeping and accounting for over 20 years. Awesome. That's great. That's great, Betty. You should definitely book a call with us if you haven't done that already. We have a lot of, bookkeepers and accountants in our group too, who, even though they have experience, they recognize that there's a lot that they don't know about actually building a business. There's marketing, there's sales, there's quoting, there's boundaries with your clients, there's workflow and processes, and we teach all of that in the academy. So we'd love to chat with you if we haven't already gotten on a call with you. But to answer your question, we base pricing off of 3 main questions. And that is, number 1, what is the size of the client's business? And that would be loosely based off of revenue. So a ballpark figure of revenue, we put them into buckets. So in our course and in our academy, we provide a ton of support around quoting. And when you get their approximate size or approximate annual revenue, that's the base starting. There's going to be a base price for that. Then the second question is industry. What industry are they in? Are they in a normal industry, or are they in maybe a more complex one? And that really is dependent from client to client. Cannabis is considered an extremely complex industry. I would say e-commerce, maybe construction companies, real estate investors. There's a handful of those businesses that are in a higher complexity, which it's not that it's hard or too hard for us to do. It just takes more time and it's more intricate. So those need to be priced higher. So that'll affect your pricing. And then the last piece is, are they keeping their business accounts separate from personal, and do they have a normal amount of accounts, or is it excessive? So I know a lot of bookkeepers out there will price based on number of transactions and things like that. I've never really advised students to do that. Now the beauty is in the academy, you're going to get all of my recommended ways to do things. Some of those things you're going to love, and other things you may tweak a little bit to fit your style and your personality. So, in the past, I've had students do that. They'll take pieces of the way that I quote, they get the gist base of it, and then they add their own little flair to it. So for example, we do have some students that do charge per account, per transaction, per rental house, things like that. But for the most part, for me, I never like to charge based on transaction, because I didn't want my clients to feel penalized because they actually use their debit card one too many times, type of thing. So I didn't like to put that in their head. But so I would kind of decide, okay, do they have 4 or 5 accounts that need to be reconciled every month, or do they have 10 to 20? That would make a big difference. So I would charge, according to that. So those are the 3 main ways. And we charge in fixed price packages that make it really, really easy for the business to budget for that. And also makes it really, really easy for you to budget. And that way you've got consistent reoccurring income coming in every month, leaves the business owner's account, deposits directly into your account at the beginning of every month. And you get paid before the services are performed, which is awesome. And then as you shore up your workflow and you get more efficient with the books and you start to understand your clients' spending habits, you're going to be spending less and less time working on their books every single month, which then makes it great, because you don't get penalized for your efficiency because they're paying you a fixed rate, a flat rate. So most of my students end up making around $100 an hour on monthly work, and then anywhere from $150 to $200 an hour on cleanup jobs. And this is just simply from, pricing and fixed price packages and learning how to do the work efficiently, super efficiently. So great question. I loved that, Betty. Sarah says, when you say the academy, is that different than the stay-at-home bookkeeper course I bought? Yes, great question. So we have 3 different things that we offer, and I can share my screen here so you guys can see a visual of what we offer. So here's our website, stayatHomeBookkeeper.com. If you haven't grabbed a copy of my ebook, you can grab a copy there. It's where most people get started, and it kind of gives you an idea of how this bookkeeping business can really change your family's life and your future. But if you scroll down a little bit here, we've got, there's our calculator. Here's the 3 different options that we have. So for those of you that bought the bookkeeping course, I know there must be some terminology somewhere that kind of confuses people, and I can't find it, but I will figure out where that is. But if you bought the bookkeeping course, that is our DIY program. This is the first one. You learn a lot about how to start your bookkeeping business and what you need to know to provide awesome service to your clients. And it's a full roadmap of how to get it going. The downside to the bookkeeping course is that you don't have any support. So if your clients ask you something, or maybe you get a really awesome client, but he or she needs a whole year's worth of cleanup job done, and you don't know where to start, or there's some issues in there that you've never seen before. That's where the Bookkeeper Academy really comes in. So we take everything that you learn in the bookkeeping course, but we provide ongoing 24/7 support for it. We even have coaches that work on the weekends, and till currently right now, we have coaches that answer questions from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So there's a lot of support, even if you have, questions on any part of your running your business. It can be operational, it can be marketing, it can be sales, it can be quoting, it can be mindset, it can be actual technical bookkeeping questions that you're actually inside QuickBooks and needing help with that. So that's the difference between the Bookkeeper course and the Bookkeeper Academy. And in the Bookkeeper Academy, you get access to our private Facebook group that's called the Piece of Cake Support Group. And that's where we answer all of the questions that you have. And you also get to take part in, currently we have about 8 to 10 hours a week of Zoom calls where we get on and we help you with any aspect you have of growing your business. And you even also have the option to potentially book a one-on-one call with our team if you need to share your screen and get help with your client work. We even do financial statement reviews for you so that you understand exactly how to do all the work and that you are doing a really good job for your clients. So, and the last thing we do, we have a mastermind inner circle program for that. And this one is how you can learn how to take your business that you've grown and start hiring employees and build a team. So we have the ladies that are in this program. They started at the beginning with the bookkeeper course, got into the bookkeeper academy, and then moved up to the inner circle. And they are making on average, most of the people in there have been making about 30,000 so per month. Between 25 and 40,000 a month is what the ladies in there were making. So, and they're learning how to build teams so that they don't have to do it all. So for example, let's see, first I want to show you guys this calculator here. And this gives you an idea of how many clients that you need to, hit the kind of money that you're looking to make. And then it also tell you how many hours that you will need to work. So the first thing is in the first 6 months of launching your business, on average, our students make about $5,000 per month in reoccurring revenue within the first 6 months of their business. So that to make $5,000 a month, you really need only about 10 clients. In the US right now, there are 33.5 million businesses, small businesses out there. And out of that 33.5 million, 32.5 million are businesses with less than 20 employees, and 27 million of those businesses are business owners that don't have any employees. So all of those are our ideal clients, and they're super easy to do the books for. And out of the 30 some million businesses in the US, you will only need about 10 clients to make $5,000 a month, which is really, really awesome. So the really cool part about this too is that to do the bookkeeping work for all 10 of your clients, you only have to work about 10 hours a week to do the bookkeeping work and make $5,000. So it's really life-changing for people, because most people that make $5,000 a month are working between 40 and 50, maybe even 60 hours a week if you factor in the commute, your lunch break, overtime, all that kind of stuff. But with your bookkeeping business, once you get up to this point, if you don't want to continue marketing and you just want to do the bookkeeping work, it's only going to take you 10 hours a week, which is absolutely, incredible way to save some time. Something else I thought I was going to show you guys on here, but I guess I already did. Let's see what questions you guys have now. Do you offer payment plans? So we do. We have a couple of different options of payment plans that we do offer to our students that want to enroll in the academy. So and those just totally vary depending on your situation and what's going to work best for you. So we go over all of that on our free discovery call. If you have already booked a call and you want to reach back out to either myself or Kathleen or Patty, our current team members that are helping take calls. And if you haven't booked a call with one of us, the three of us, then definitely book a call using our link. And let me go ahead and drop that link in here so you guys have it handy. Let me put that in here. There you go. And Cami said, my niece's name is Cami. I love that name. You just said that they started from the book and climbed up into the inner circle. Did any of them start with zero experience? Yes. Great question. They did. They did. Let me show you. Let's see. I'm going to find my testimonial folder. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to share this video with you guys. I have a lot of stories from people that have started from the ebook And then they work their way up and were in the inner circle and now have a really amazing business. And Kaylee started in September of 2019. So over the 3 years that she's had her business, she's now making, I believe, I want to say around $30,000 a month. And during that time, she also had a toddler at home. She had another baby who is now 1. And she retired her husband, who used to be the breadwinner of the family. She's now been able to give her mother a part-time job, and her husband is going back to school for fun, but is probably not going to get another job because he's going to want to help her grow the business because it's more profitable to do it that way. And Kaylee is very young. She's like 25, 26, I think. And she started her business when she was working as a pharmacy technician in an ER. So she didn't have any prior experience or anything like that. So I'm going to play this video for you guys real quick. And then afterwards, I will tag her. So if you guys have questions, she will be able to answer for you. Let's see if I can find the video. Here it is. Okay. Let me share my screen and let me know if you guys can hear it.
Hello, I'm Kaylee Douglas. I'm 26 years old and I have a successful bookkeeping firm making $300,000 per year. But I had no prior experience in bookkeeping or accounting at all when I decided to do this. And I'd love to share my journey with you so you can know why I decided to do this. Now, I originally went to school in pharmacy and I worked in the pharmacy industry for 6 years, long hours, overworked, underpaid, and I was ready to start a family. I had my daughter, and when she was 6 months old, I went through a divorce. So I was now on the hunt for a position where I could work from home and be with my daughter and support myself and her. And I tried, it seemed like I tried everything. I tried multi-level marketing. I was applying for remote jobs on Indeed. I ended up nannying 6 children from my home and still had to work in the pharmacy a couple days a week. So I was working, it seemed like a lot just so I could be home with my daughter. And it just didn't seem to work out like I was hoping. But I just kept trucking along and looking for the next best opportunity. I got remarried, and shortly after, I came across a Facebook ad for the Stay-at-Home Bookkeeper Academy. And it was not something I was expecting, came out of the blue, but I decided that this was an opportunity I really needed to try. So I purchased the ebook and I read that. I then ended up purchasing the full course and joining the Piece of Cake support group. And within the first 20 to 30 days, I got my first client, and I just continued the process. I signed on more clients and I kept learning as I went, and I had amazing support and knowledge from the course to really have a successful business from the beginning. Now, I didn't do this in the beginning to start a large company by any means, or even, a medium-sized business. So this was just going to be like a side gig, a way for me to make some money and still support my family, and contribute and to give myself purpose and to still be at home with my daughter. But it obviously turned into something way more than that. I was able to completely, in the first year, double my full-time income from when I worked in pharmacy. And we were able to start building our dream home. I then was able to retire my husband from his full-time job and replaced his income as well. And then we decided to grow our family. So a year ago, we were able to move into our home that we built and have my little boy, who's now 1 year old. And because my husband's been able to be home with me, he's been watching the kids. He's been a stay-at-home dad, really. And he decided on his free time at home that he would, he always wanted to get a college degree. So he's been able to accomplish that, and will have his bachelor's degree within the next semester or two, depending on what he decides. But he's getting a degree in computer science. And we've even been talking recently about how he may not even use his degree. He wants to complete it, but he may not, apply for an entry-level position making $60,000 a year in computer science, because he really just can make so much more money helping me and grow the bookkeeping business. So we've been able to do so many things, and the opportunities have been endless. And because we've both been home, our 1 year old just started walking a couple days ago, and we were both able to witness his first steps and really be there for our children as they've been growing up little. And my daughter's now, getting big and starting preschool and stuff. So it's just so exciting. But I've also decided, and this was like a year ago now. So a year ago, I also joined the Inner Circle, which is another program that Tiffany Higgins offers. And I wanted to grow my business bigger than what I had at the time. When I signed up for the Inner Circle, I was probably making just over 100,000 per year. And now I'm making 300,000 per year with only being in that group for 1 year. And I'm so excited because we have a retreat where all of us in the Inner Circle will be able to go to Miami, Florida, and go to the Keys and learn about more ways we can grow our businesses and really connect and make relationships. But I also have been able to invest money into the Tropical Mastermind, which is a new program Tiffany Higgins just started offering. And I was so excited about it. But we get to go to Jamaica for almost a week and spend time, me and my husband, with her and her husband, and learn the ins and outs of growing a successful bookkeeping firm to 7 figures. And we are on track to make $1 million net very soon. And it's just very, very exciting. I just hired my first full-time employee, and she is phenomenal. And I'm able to offer her an amazing salary with, growth opportunities for her as I grow my business and grow even a bigger team. So I just am so, so grateful for this opportunity that Tiffany Higgins has given to me, and the course work that she has and offers, and all the programs that she has. And she's constantly giving more and more and more such valuable information to her students all the time. And she invests so much time and money into our success so that she can provide us with the top-notch, best resources out there to help us, market our business and to, have a successful team and to be a business owner and an entrepreneur. So it's just really priceless, the opportunities and the things I've been able to accomplish just because of jumping in and starting this with no experience and not knowing what I was doing from the beginning. But I hope to see you in the Piece of Cake support group. I hope to see you in the Inner Circle. I love the community that Tiffany Higgins has created, and I just thank her a million times over. So anyway, I hope that you were able to connect with my journey, and that it is inspiring for you to know that, trust me, I know this is said by people all the time, but if I can do this with the place that I was in and what my life was like, anybody can do this. And I hope that you jump in and take that leap of faith. So, all right. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you in the group.
All right. So,
Hello.
whoops, it's going again. Okay. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I have a couple of pictures that I can share with you real quick, because she was talking about the trip that we were going to go on. She recorded that testimonial video right before our trip. So you guys want to see some pictures of the trip? I got a couple here I can share with you guys. Let's see, here's the first one. This is our small group of Inner Circle ladies that went to our Key West retreat on learning how to take your bookkeeping business to the next level. So Kaylee's right here, and obviously this is me here. So, and these are all the ladies that went on the retreat with us. They've all grown bookkeeping businesses. The only lady in this picture that already had an existing business was Jamie here. Everyone else grew their business by going through our Bookkeeper Academy and starting with that $5 ebook and moving through the stages, the journey here. So that's that picture. And then we have a real fun picture of us all hanging out in the pool as well. So here's me, and there's Kaylee that you just heard from. So super fun stuff. I mean, whether or not you guys start your bookkeeping business by joining our program, or you do something else, I definitely encourage you to take a step out and do something to make a change, because it really does open up some amazing opportunities for you in your life to be able to have something like this. So if you're interested in booking a call with us, click that link here in the chat. And we'd love to talk to you about, what this is like, what this could be like for you and your family, and how to change your life and be on the path of some of these ladies. Like Kaylee said, she had just had a toddler. She had just gotten divorced. She was only 23 at the time, and look where she is now. Before she's 30, Kaylee is going to be a millionaire, which is really just incredible. So I love her journey, and I love sharing that. And of course, there's thousands and thousands of other people that have also been on this journey and have had similar results as well. So she's not the only one out there, which is really, really exciting and awesome. So definitely book a call with us, and we would love to chat with you about how this would look like for you, given your goals and your situation. And, we can just take it one day and one step at a time. So what other questions do you guys have? What else can I answer? Let's see, I'm going to scroll through and see if I've got some other questions on here that I could answer. Accountability. I saw my team created a poll in here about having accountability for somebody to help you stay on track. So that's definitely a good feature of having a coach. I'd always recommend having somebody to keep you on track and keep you accountable and keep you moving forward. And I would be honored to be that person. Betty said, I had a call with Patty, and the only thing holding me back is the financing. All right. So tell me a little bit more about that, Betty. Have you looked into our funding specialist? Is it what's holding you back? Is that your mindset around it, like you just don't feel comfortable investing, or do you feel, or is it more that like there's just no way, like and of course you don't have to answer this on the live, but there's kind of two different things that we see with people. Either they literally have no way to get funding, or they just don't know that they should, or they feel a little uncomfortable or awkward about it. So a lot of people have gotten themselves into a situation over the, last 4 or 5 years, especially with everything that happened with COVID and just everything that's going on in the world right now, people are tight with money, and they've had debt accumulate, and they're scared to, invest in something else. And they're scared to create more debt, for fear that they're, not going to make anything of it. But when you invest in something like this, and you invest in starting your business and getting it off the ground, then you are getting yourself out of that situation, absolutely forever. So the one thing that I always really tell people on the discovery calls is, investing in the academy, or investing in your business and other business things that you might want to get or need. It's really all about, you believing in two things. Number one, you have to believe that the academy is going to be, the tool that's going to help you get there. But the other thing is that you really have to believe in yourself that you are going to make this work, because we provide the resources and the tools and the support, but none of that works without you putting in the effort and taking action and putting in the time, right? So if you can marry those two things, and you know in your heart that you're going to follow through with everything we tell you to do, then investing money into starting your business is a no-brainer, because it's going to work. I could literally leave my house right now, and I could be home before dinner, and I guarantee you I would have a client. I would be able to find someone that would actually, sign up for services. So their clients are literally everywhere. You just have to be willing to follow the steps in the program to go out and get them, even though you may be scared, even though it may be nerve-wracking, but they are out there and they are everywhere, and you can totally make the same kind of money that Kaylee is making with this business. It just takes one day at a time, and getting a little bit better and a little bit better every single day. And I'll share with you guys a really quick picture of what I shared with people during our mindset call in the academy yesterday. So, okay, so not having a way to get the funding. I'm going to sneeze, hang on. Okay, excuse me. So, I definitely agree there. I mean, there are some situations where it may be completely and utterly impossible, but I would encourage everybody, to kind of think really hard, see what you can do. I've had people in the past set up GoFundMe pages. I've had people borrow money from family or friends that have invested into their business, putting it on across multiple credit cards, applying for new credit cards, applying for funding through 3 or 4 or 5 sources until you finally find one that's willing to do it, going in and talking to your bank, your personal banker, and see if you can get a personal loan. I've had people sell furniture in their house before to start this business. I've had people that will do Uber and DoorDash and things like that to get started. What else? You can also go out and try to find a client. If you know any business owners right now, you could always reach out to them and ask them, hey, would you consider investing in my business in exchange for a year of free bookkeeping services? Stuff like that. So there's always a way of some sort. We've had a ton of unemployed single moms on food stamps and things like that join the program and completely and utterly change their lives. So I do agree. And I definitely sympathize if there is literally no way that you can do it in any way. But I also think that there's probably a way that you just haven't thought of yet. We just need to keep brainstorming together. There's usually a solution, and sometimes we just have to get super creative. And I know some people may think that that is wrong. I don't think it's wrong to do whatever it takes to be able to come up with the funds to be able to start a business and change your life. I feel like I do that. I've done it 100 times over. I've invested, I did all of my bookkeeping for this year and myself, and I ran a profit and loss report for the whole 3 years that I've been in business just for the Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy. And I've invested over $700,000 in coaches. And at many times that I've invested in coaches, I did not have the money. I did not have the extra cash flow or anything like that. So I practice what I preach, and I know that you can be successful in the academy. So I don't feel in any way that it is harmful or reckless asking you to do that, because I know that the results and what can come out on the other end are so impactful and so can be so helpful. Roxy says, pick up free stuff and sell it to raise the funds that way. Yeah, there you go. There's an option as well. Betty says, I really want to do this because I want to end my 9 to 5. Yes. So, and also too, sometimes people have like 401ks that they forgot about. You can either pull money out of that or borrow against it from previous jobs, things like that. Sarah says, I haven't gotten to the marketing part of the course yet, but that is the part I'm most nervous about. Join the club. Everyone thinks that at first too. So you are not alone. One of the things I hated most about my direct sales business was the constant posting to social media. Most likely, I just need to get out of my head and dive into that part of the course. I think I've just been worried about what you're going to tell me. That's funny. So yeah, there are 3 main ways that our students get clients when they are in the Bookkeeper Academy. One of them absolutely is social media. And we do show you how to post on there, or just, tell you to post on there, because frankly, if people don't know that you are offering bookkeeping services, they can't hire you and they can't refer people to you. So number one is marketing is like, people have to know what you're doing, right? So we do have you post on social media, but that's really only one of the 3 ways. And our social media strategy also involves in like connecting with new people, like new business owners on your page and your profile, and meeting people in your local groups and other groups, and networking with people in these groups that are going to need bookkeepers. So I've had multiple people that could not leave their house because of their kids, or they had an in-home daycare, for example, and they couldn't leave their house at all. And they use this method to get clients that way. And we're able to, like, for example, shut down their in-home daycare within the first 4 months of launching their business, because they utilize this strategy. So it can be pretty powerful if you get over your fear, and we'll support you with that in the academy as well. The other way to do it is networking, and this is either virtually or in person. And this is, the less social media approach, but it's just building personal relationships with other business owners, and then they refer clients to you and you refer clients to them, type of thing. So it's like having a whole bunch of little marketing and sales people on your team. And we have an entire course called the 6-Figure Networking Secrets, where we show you how to make $100,000 in your first year of bookkeeping by simply doing networking. That is something that you get free access to and support around when you're in the Bookkeeper Academy as well. And then the last path that we teach people is how to find, create, and leverage partnerships with tax professionals. And in order to get a stream of clients coming your way. And then any clients that you get, you're able to help them with taxes by leveraging this partnership. So that is one of the ways that my students have really gotten a ton of clients, by leveraging those partnerships. So you can pick one of those paths, or you can do all 3, or a small combination of them all. I will tell you, Kaylee has done a little bit of everything. And that's how she's been able to grow her business the way it is. So you can pick one path, or you can do them all, but all 3 paths will lead you to 6 figures. So making like $8,000 per month or more within your first year in business. So let's see. Betty says, being a tax professional as well, how can I make this work for me? So if you offer taxes, oh, you mean that strategy. So if you are going to still offer taxes and bookkeeping to your clients, then you will have to structure your partnership a little bit differently with the other tax people. But myself, I did taxes the first 2 years, and after that, I didn't want to do taxes anymore. But because I knew a lot about taxes, the other tax people enjoyed working with me because my financial statements were, ready for them. They didn't have to do anything different. So it's still, even though you're a tax professional, you can still leverage your skill set to help the tax people and be attractive to work with them. So great question. But if you are going to be providing taxes and bookkeeping, then that would be a little different arrangement that you would want to make with them. So we could definitely help you with that. Roxy says another way to get funds is when you get your tax refund back, use some of that to pay for the bookkeeping academy. Yeah, that's a great point. Here pretty soon it's going to be tax season. That's really the prime time, a great time to get clients. But if you need to wait till you get your refund, yeah, that's the perfect time to join the academy. Great idea, Roxy. You're very resourceful. I love it. I love it. So one quick thing I want to show you guys here. As you're building your business, we went over this. We had an hour-long call in our Bookkeeper Academy program to go over this here. This is a little presentation that I've been putting together. Actually, my son is helping me put together. And this is a book called Atomic Habits. And this book will really help you shift your mindset and create great expectations for yourself. But this talks about just becoming 1% better every day. So when you get started, you're going to get started on your journey and you won't see progress right away, right at first, so you'll want to keep going, because the outcome that you're going to experience from your marketing efforts and starting your business is going to be a lagging measure of the habits that you create. So in the beginning, you'll be following up all of our marketing procedures and marketing, and you won't start to see it pay off until you get to here. And then it'll slowly start paying off. And then all of a sudden it'll just really pay off. And so, this is what like Kaylee and all the other students have experienced. And so it's being resilient and keep going and following the process and knowing that it's going to happen. And then eventually, maybe like 6 months down the road, this is where you are. But at 5 months, you're only halfway there. Maybe 4 months, you're only a fourth of the way there. So 3 months in, you're only like a 10th of the way there. But you put all of this time in, and all of a sudden it doesn't pay off until the last half. So this is what it's like to grow a business and what you kind of can expect. So you have to know that you got to follow the procedure, follow the steps, get support from us all along the way. And then all of a sudden, everything changes for you. So this is what's really exciting to watch and to experience in the Bookkeeper Academy as well. So I wanted to share that with you guys. All right. I have really enjoyed our session today. I'm super excited. I actually have to hop off here in a minute because I have a discovery call. For the rest of the afternoon, I have discovery calls with all of you awesome people from this group, and getting you situated and helping you, start this journey and get all your questions answered about what this whole process is going to look like. So I really encourage you guys to book a call if you haven't already done so. And we look forward to working with you and helping you achieve all of your family's goals and your dreams. And hopefully, if it makes sense, starting a bookkeeping business will be that path for you. So, okay, well, I will be here every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. So it was great chatting with you guys, and I will talk to you all next Tuesday. All righty, bye.